The word fartlek is Swedish. It's not, it's Swedish. If you're a running beginner or maybe you're looking to improve, you may have heard some people talking about different types of runs. I'm Anna, and today on the running channel I'm going to run you through, pun intended, 3 different types of runs that every runner should do. If you're new around here, we upload 3 new videos every week, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you get notified when we do. If you run at a pace that's faster than you would usually run at, then eventually you'll end up getting quicker. So speed work comes in all different shapes and sizes, but the main ones to consider include intervals, so running a short distance at a fast pace. Now, how far you go, how fast you go, and how long you recover for all depends on what you're training for and what your level of ability is. But one example of intervals is Jack Daniels. No, I'm not talking about the whiskey. I'm talking about the former Olympian from America. He's a coach and has looked into the VO2 max of athletes. Now, he reckons that you should dedicate around 8% of your training load a week to doing speed work. So, for example, if you're running 25 miles as part of your training week, then chucking in a couple of miles as speed work as well will help you to improve your running. So another rule of thumb when it comes to interval sessions is your recoveries, and try and get your rep time divided by 2, and that will equal your recovery. So basically, if you're doing a rep that's 2 minutes long, then your recovery should be around a minute, for example. The word fartlek is Swedish and means speed play. So when you go out on a run, you can throw some fartlek intervals into your run. All you need to do is start your run at a conversational pace, then pick something ahead of you that you can see in the distance. So street furniture, like a lamppost or a bin, maybe a bench, and sprint to it. Then once you get to it, you then go back to a conversational jogging pace to recover for a couple of minutes, then pick another spot in front of you and sprint to that and continue. Hill sprints are another form of speed work. So find a hill and run up it as hard as you can for 30 seconds, then jog or walk back down to recover, and repeat that as many times as you can. As you get fitter, then you can increase the repetitions, or you can try and run up them harder. We've got more tips on how to run hills in our video, so make sure you check that out. Now, speed work is just one example of a type of run that you can throw into your routine every week to help you improve as a runner overall. The long slow run, or long slow distance, often abbreviated to LSR or LSD, is a staple of most runners' weeks, whatever distance you're training for. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's long and it's slow, and it often happens on a Sunday, as that's when most people tend to have the most free time, and also emulates race day, as most races happen on a Sunday. Long slow runs should be run long and slow. You can increase the volume or you can increase the intensity, but you shouldn't really increase both at the same time. One way to keep yourself steady is to add on a couple of miles each week as you go out and you improve. You can also run to your heart rate. So long, slow runs should be aerobic, which means that you're running at around 65 to 70% of your heart rate. So what's the benefits of a long, slow run? Well, you're running aerobically, which means that your body can get enough oxygen from the blood to create energy in the cells, burning fat in most cases. So when you're running aerobically, it means there's less of a build-up of waste product in your legs as well, like the lactic acid you tend to get when you're doing speed work. So recovery's not too bad from those achy legs either. Just remember though, don't start off doing long, slow runs that are 3 hours long if you're only used to doing 30 minutes to start with. It's a gradual process, so build it up. Recovery runs help you recover after a harder workout. So the real challenge of a recovery run is to get out on tired legs and push through to help you recover from that harder workout. Now, the bread and butter of your running should really be done at a recovery run pace. Recovery runs prevent overtraining and are a great way to work out where you're at with your fitness. Some days you'll be able to hold a recovery run pace super easily, and other days that same pace might feel like a struggle. So it's a really good indicator to work out where you are and also work out how the rest of your running's going. It's So for example, if you end a run that's a recovery run feeling tired and sore and generally really unhappy with how it went, it might be an indicator that actually somewhere else within your training you're pushing yourself too hard. Perhaps you're taking your speed work too aggressively. With your recovery runs, don't worry too much about the pace. For beginners, you may find that actually it feels really slow. You may even need to take a walk at some point. Don't do your runs too slow though, because it can affect your gait and lead to injuries if you start running in a different way to normal. Work out what feels right for you, but keep your heart rate low. It should be below your aerobic pace, so you should be able to really easily hold a conversation. I tend to ring my mum when I'm doing recovery runs so that I know that I'm holding that pace, or run with a friend and have a conversation with them. That way you know that you're taking those runs nice and easily. So almost any run that you do after a hard workout should be a recovery run. We've got loads of tips on our video about whether you should run twice a day that features recovery runs too, so make sure you check that out for more tips. If you run 3 times a week and you do each of these types of run for each one of those runs, then you're onto a winner. They really will help improve your running. Leave us a comment below with any questions you might have, and we'll see you next time on the Running Channel.